Hello. So this is going to be a sort of real-time look at trying to adapt the Well-Tempered Clavier Prelude No. 1 to the lever harp. And I've done an introduction to talk more about it, but this is just going to be me doing it in real time. So it's probably going to be fairly long, maybe kind of boring, but I thought it might also be kind of interesting. So the first step that I'm going to do here is I know there's this F sharp coming up. And one of the advantages, of course, is that on the lever harp, maybe we can set this all the way from the beginning, even though maybe we have some other, we have some F naturals happening earlier. And in fact, if I scan back here, there doesn't look like that this particular F, which is right above middle C, gets played. So I'm going to get that set. So set F sharp. And then we're going to check to see what happens. We set it to F sharp. Are we going to need a natural at some point? Do we need to change it back? So I'm going to try to scan through here just visually. Oh, so bar 10, for example. And I'm using, by the way, there should be a link. This is from Mutopia, public domain print setting of this. So bar number 10, that first F sharp, of course, comes in on bar number 6. So bar number 10, we still have an F sharp, same octave. We haven't had a natural there. Great, so we get to keep it. How about going forward? Aha! So by bar 14, we need to have that back down to natural. And it looks like it's probably safe to do it in bar 10, because we also got to think, well, maybe not. Do we have other stuff happening? So let's tentatively put it in page 10. And again, due to this piece, right, it's actually set up kind of nicely in that we have always that 2 times at each bar, left hand plays, lever change, left hand plays, lever change, spots with where we have time to change it. So I'm going to do that right on bar 11. I'm going to put an F natural, and I may want to put an indication showing what on the bar line. I can put a bass clef and a little diamond, for example, and something like this, if that's coming through. I don't know if it's focusing. I think it's focusing on my face. Let's see if we can get it to focus here. Sorry. I don't know. I can't tell whether that's focusing there or not, but something like that. I may want to do something like that to indicate where it is. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty obvious as I'm playing, but sometimes you may want to do that. So then this next bar, now we have a B flat and we have a C sharp. And again, we definitely have some C sharps earlier on, quite a lot of that C. How about the B? We've just had a B natural, which is a little bit awkward. Also, one of the other things to think about is enharmonics, because sometimes you can play a note the same way. In other words, we can get a G sharp or an A flat are the same sound. And what else have we got with this level? I guess we got a D sharp or an E flat. And with this tuning, sorry, I should go all the rest of these up, which I'm tuned to E flat with all the levers down. With this tuning, I think those are the only 2 enharmonics we have available. If you were tuned, this original question came from somebody who had her harp tuned in F. So in that case, you have A sharp and B flat, right? This would be A natural here, so A sharp and B flat would be the same. So sometimes you have an option of, instead of doing, trying to fix the lever on the string that it seems to show, you can instead play, instead of this B flat, you can play an A sharp, which, sometimes can work out better. So in this case, we're going to see if we can keep it just in an E flat. Sometimes, of course, you might get to a piece and you might say, well, actually, I'm just going to have to retune some strings because of the demands of the piece. But we're going to try to just do this in E flat, see if it works. Okay, so we got this B flat and this C sharp. And we don't have a lot of time to change either of them, because the C sharp happens in the C natural in 10, bar 10, we're playing that. And of course we're playing this B right in bar 11. So I think the plan is we'll try to change the C sharp in the second, remember we have 2 spots available in each bar for the left hand changes. So the second spot in bar 11, we're going to change it. And then, yeah, it is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, now what I'm thinking is we can't actually change that. We can't change that F natural there. And this is what happens. You know, you try something out, and then it turns out down the road maybe doesn't work. So let's go back. So in bar 11, we have to use both of our changes to get ourselves set up for bar 12, right? Because right away we need these changes. Now it's possible that we could, you know, when we have this a flat, we could. It's possible that we could jump up and try to get this C, change it before the right hand plays it. But I don't think we have to do it quite that fast. So let's instead, on this bar 11 on the first spot, let's do that C sharp. And then we're going to do this B flat, which is going to be a little bit awkward because we've just played it. We may have to, you know, we've gone, sorry. So we've gone, we may have to muffle that. Be a little bit awkward, but let's throw in a left-hand muffle sorry, let's do this the other way around. On that B once we've played it. So again, I'm going to put a diamond shape there and down to a little muffle note. So that's what we're looking at on bar 11 now. So we'll try it out, of course, playing it, but. Let's go with that for the moment. Okay, so now we got the C sharp, we got the B flat, and we also have this F sharp hanging around that we got to change back at some point by bar 14. So then we get this bar 12, and then bar 13, and then on bar 14 we have to have that F natural back. We need an A flat at that point, and once again we've just changed. I wonder if we can do that as a G sharp, so we're going to have a G coming up there. Let's check. We know of the ones we've changed, we know we have to get the F back. Let's check this B. What's going on with the B? It looks like it doesn't happen until 1670. Bar 18, we will need a B natural, but that's a long ways away. So the B natural. The B flat, we're fine. That can hang out for a while, no problem. C sharp, we need that back by 15. And then this A flat is going to have to get changed back by 16. So it looks like there's some time. We do have that thing of going from an A natural to an A flat, but we may want to play around with doing that A flat is a G sharp. Again, we're going to have to change it because we have G natural in the next bar. So I'm talking about like 13, 14, and 15, that progression. Let's just give something a try. So on bar 12 then, let's go ahead and change this F natural on the second B to that. This goes along. We're going to change this A flat on the second beat of 13, or the second spot on 13, And then the second spot of 14, we're going to get our C natural back. Oh, let's take a look at this A. Right, so we need that. Oh, I think I mentioned we needed that by 16. And we still have this B, which we don't need right until 18. So the second beat of 15, we're going to throw in that B natural. And then the second beat of 17, I guess, really, we're going to get that B natural. And we may, oops, not, did I say B natural? I meant A natural on the second beat of 15. We may have to change these around. So let's play this first page and just see how our you know, these are sort of doing it on the paper. Let's see how it works when we actually go to play the harp. So I'm going to play, you know, take a fairly, we're not going to be able to take a really rip-roaring pace here, I think, with the lever changes. So let's do something fairly reasonable. Whoa. Make sure we are in the right key. So we got this F sharp to start with. Right, so this is all fine. And then we get this, we have this F sharp set. Now we still have this F sharp. And I changed the wrong C. I need to do something. Obviously, if I practice this, I would know. But I'm gonna throw in something just to all the way up into the treble clef there, just to make sure I know which C it is that I'm changing. So going back to bar 10. Sorry. And then we're home free. So I'm definitely finding that I do want to put an indication of where exactly these levers, these changes are coming, what octave, because otherwise I just see that, and sometimes, of course, it's always a particular lever or an octave or something, but in this case we're going all over the place, you know, so I think you definitely want that. Probably a muffle again here on that A flat. So I think, you know, I think that worked. I think that was reasonable. Which C is this? This is this high C again, right? And this A is this one down here. And this B is the B right here. So quick look at sort of how this is looking then. You know, kind of messy maybe, but hopefully effective. Okay, so let's go on to the second page. So at this point then, we look here, and yeah, we're just right back in the key of C. So what have we got going on? We got a B flat happening in bar 20, and nothing in the next bar. So that B flat's fine. We can do that in 19. I think I can just go ahead and chunk that in, not have to worry about it. There's no B ahead of it. And again, let's mark in, I guess we'll mark it in the bass clef. Looks more like a triangle than a diamond there, but that's okay. So again, let's check what's going to happen with that B. Okay, we do need a B natural by bar 23. Excuse me. Now, bar 22, we've got an F sharp and an E flat. And of course, we can do that E flat as a D sharp if we want. So let's take a look at both of those. Now, we have an F natural, a low F natural. Now we're going to have a low F sharp, eh? I think that's okay. We're definitely going to have to muffle that. So that, I'm just going to check that F, which is really easy to see because we can just scan. Wow, we never play that F again. Huh. Just checking earlier. So, interesting. And do we ever play the E? No. So there's a couple possibilities. We can change that. It also is a possibility to retune the E to E natural with the lever down, right? So instead of being E flat, make it E natural, and then this will make it an E sharp, which is an F natural. And then we can just set both of those at the start of the piece so that the first one we're going to play, instead of an octave, we're going to play that E to F natural, so it's going to be F natural, and it's not, obviously. And then we have this F sharp, and then we can just forget about it and not have to try to, do this little, I was sneaking up so I can play this, muffle and change, and then play again. So that's something to keep in mind. Depends on what other pieces you're playing, of course, and whether you want to go through the bother of tuning ahead of time, to save yourself the bother of trying to do that change. I'm gonna put that change in there. So I'm gonna go right ahead and do that. F sharp, which is this one right here, and of course also muffle. And then we're good. Okay, so we can leave that. We know we have to change the B back. Now this E flat that happens here, we do need to get back to an E natural. Okay. And looking ahead, we also have a low A flat happening. And again, I'm going to go check back and see if we play that A flat at all. And you know what? We don't play it ahead of time. And I don't think we play it afterwards. Yeah, looks like not. So, tentatively, I'm going to say set F. This F sharp was the one. I'm going to call it. What is that? Sorry, I have to look here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to third octave F. Because that's the numbering system I'm most familiar with. And then it's, what is it? The A is going to be this is third, fourth, the fifth octave A, right? Sixth, seventh, yeah, fifth octave A. Set A flat, fifth octave. Okay, so we can just set that and have that ready to go. Cool. And then it's E flat. We do have it. Maybe we should do a D sharp. It would make the change a little bit easier. And then we have time. Then we have to try to zoom up and change it. We can't change. Yeah. Okay. So the problem here is transitioning from bar 21 to 22. The last note that we play is an E natural. And then we gotta, so we can't change this E, we need an E flat in the next bar, we can't change it yet. So we have a couple options there. We've just changed this. One we can do, which I've been trying to avoid, but I think we may do it. In other words, changing that, play left hand notes and try to zip up and grab that. Or we can do it as a D sharp, and we can change that D sharp earlier. So then we're gonna, and this A flat is all gonna be set, but we're still gonna have to change that. We're still gonna have to change that D after playing. So, okay, so it looks like, as we're getting into it here, it looks as if, at least with our E flat tuning, we are going to have to sometimes play the two notes with left hand and zoom up and change the lever in the span of those first 2/16 notes that the right hand is going to play. So now our question is, do we want to play this E flat as an E flat or as a D sharp? I'm leaning towards a D sharp just because we've had this kind of awkward F sharp, low F sharp change, and we've played these. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try that as a D. So I'm going to put this D sharp change in the second beat of the 20th bar, I guess. D sharp, and that one is right there. Circling a note indicates it's being played enharmonically. So I'm going to circle these E's in bar 22. And then I'm going to put in this D natural. I guess I'll put it in the marking on the treble bass clef to show that we're going to change that back. So this is, sorry, my naturals are looking a little sketchy there, but that's what this is looking like up here. And again, I hope this is focusing. Hopefully it is. So we do that, we still have this F sharp, which we're going to be able to forget about. We have the A flat, which we're thinking is fine. We got everything is back to natural. Okay, so then we're just in the key. Great, everything goes along for a while. And then we get this E flat and F sharp. And again, let's just check. Okay, we're going to need that F natural again. And I'm pretty sure, and we need that E flat immediately. Again, we have an option of doing that E flat as a D sharp or not. And that F, well, the F can't be changed until bar 28. And it looks like, again, it's a case of zooming up and doing it. And if we do that D from bar 27, we'd have to change that there too. So, okay, so we are going to play that as an E flat. So let's see, we're good to go. We're in the key of C. We're getting to bar 27. So on the last note, let's do on the first beat, let's get this E, or the first chance to change. Let's get this E flat, and it's this one right here. E flat. Oh, sorry, this F sharp's bothering me. Let me erase it. Try it again. F sharp. Okay, so we got the E flat, and then we're going to have to get this F sharp going on right here in bar 28. I'm just going to indicate that. Just an arrow to that string. Okay, so then we're going to change that E flat on the second beat of bar 28. We may need a muffle there. And then, I think we're home free because we can change this F on the, let's do it on the second beat of 29, F natural, and then, oh, okay, right, so, not an E flat, this is a E natural. Then we have this one B flat, and can we play some Bs, but I don't think they're that octave, so we can actually just leave it. we are going to have to do it on the end of bar 31. Ooh. Thought we were home free, but perhaps not. So end of bar 31, our second to last note is this B, and then we have right at this, we have this B flat at the start of bar 32. We've got, what have we got going on here? We can't play that. We can't play either of them enharmonically, right? B natural is a C flat. We can't get a C flat. And an A flat is B flat is an A sharp. We can't get that. Oh, right. So I've been consistently doing, 2 notes and then 3 notes. It's the way it's written on the page, way you play on the piano, and it works really nicely that way. But we do have the option of maybe taking a low note so that we could get taking all 4 of these notes in the right hand just to free up the left hand to change that. So what do we got again? Natural, we're good. Can we change it at the end of that bar? No. Okay, we're gonna have to be fast, but it's still actually the same length. We're still having 2/16 notes and then have to change it. So we're gonna take this C in bar 32, not the very low C, but the next C, that's going to be taken in the right hand, 4, 3, 2, 1, giving us time to change that B flat. I'm just going to put an arrow there, and then we're home free. We can leave that as a flat. We're good to go. So let's see if that, again, like a lot of this is I'm just doing on paper. Sometimes you'll want to sit there and just like that, I had to kind of analyze a little bit on paper, and then I had to sit and mess around with it, actually seeing what felt most comfortable and what our best options were. So let's try playing the whole thing. Though actually, I think this video is about to stop because I can't record more than 29 minutes on this camera. So I guess I'll say bye for now, and I'm going to do another video playing through this. All right, so we've just gone through, jotted down these lever changes that hopefully will work, and I'm just going to try playing through it and see if it works. Okay, so key C, but then it says, oh, we set this F sharp, and we set this A flat. Cool. Let's see what happens. discovered that I do need that B back to natural, right? I think I noticed that, but hadn't changed in time. Okay, fortunately, bar 20, it says it's bar 23. We still had that B flat left over from bar 20. So bar 22, looks like we got lots of time. We'll do in the first beat there, B flat. So that was all a little oh, sorry, B natural. B natural, and definitely indicate where it is, which is right here. So it was all a little bit rough. Can we go from the top of the page? I think we're just writing the key except this flat, of course. Yeah, let's try that. So 19. Ha! It worked. I noticed one spot where I didn't mark which octave that F natural is coming. And it is this note here. So a couple thoughts on that. Definitely reading through it, I really needed the indications of which octaves, where I was changing the lever. So that's very, very helpful to have those there. It actually seemed fine to do some of the stuff where you're doing, trying to change that third right hand change it in time for that third right hand note. I was mucking up this little stuff here, bar 21, 22, but I think it's doable. That bar 11, that B flat, even when the muffles still bothered me a little bit, but I don't think we have any better options. So yeah, there's some moments there where there's like this furious action of changing, but I think all in all, it's quite doable. So I think I'm just going to scan this in. You can see my kind of messy notes, and I'll have that available on my website. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.